Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Budget Logistics, your logistics and supply chain explainer. Today we're going to be talking about supply chain lingo, which is important because we speak in a very different language than what the rest of the world might. We definitely speak in languages that marketing and other salesy folks may not understand. So today we're going to be explaining throughput, which is an important measure of how efficient a process is, or really kind of in terms of the supply chain, how efficient a node is. We'll talk about that in a second. First, I want to address all you legends out there, all 118 of you as of the filming of this video, which maybe hopefully is different than when it's actually put up. But anyways, you tremendous growth in the channel. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It's such a validating thing to know that there's a need for this kind of content out in the world. So I'm going to start trying to make these a little bit briefer so I can push them out, especially because I see my analytics and I know that you're not watching past that like 2-3 minute mark. So we're going to kind of get into it. Throughput, you can also, you buy all the way. Thank my wife in the comments below for the fun new graphics. She actually got these for me a while ago and just reminded me that we had them. So throughput, this is fun. Throughput is a measure of efficiency both in and out of a warehouse over a specific time. Sorry, I said warehouse, I meant node. Now, let's assume this is your inbound volume, right? Let's say it's coming from China or wherever you're manufacturing. This is all of your stuff, your product that you're selling. And then you're going to have potentially different channels. We'll talk about channels in a different video. So warehouses are going to be judged based off of how much stuff they both receive in and ship out. The other place that we see this measure of throughput being important is in ports, and really typically ocean ports, a lot less on airports, but they're also measured on throughput as well and efficiency. But we'll sort of get to that. So in a warehouse environment, you're going to receive product from your manufacturers. You might even be receiving other things as well. Typically, you might be receiving cardboard, sometimes office supplies, or other just stuff that is necessary for the shipping of your volume out. Now, if you are working with a brand, you're going to have different channels. Now, typically a brand will have stores, they'll have an e-commerce presence, and they'll have wholesalers that they're selling to, which makes life fun because each one of those different channels requires a different amount of touching on product. So with retail, those are your own stores, those are your own people. You're going to typically be able to take volume in from your manufacturers, consolidate down, right? If you have different SKUs or different types of product, you're going to be able to say, hey, they need 5 of these, 2 of those, 6 of these. You're going to put all that in a box very easily, maybe toss some bubble wrap in it, and then out it will go. You do not need as much care and love and attention required for retail shipments typically. Wholesale accounts will typically require you to add some other sort of documentation either inside of the box or on the outside of the box. There also might be actual taping requirements. That's a side weird thing. But they're going to require something on the outside of the box. Generally speaking, it's so that your shipment into their facility can be processed into their WMS very easily. You might see something like a purchase order, barcodes, lots of that stuff. E-commerce is going to be an extremely high-touch environment because they're going to require, right, it's going to be going to a customer. So you might put a bunch of foofy nonsense in there that might make someone feel really great. You're going to put some marketing supplies in there. You're going to put, you're going to have a bit more stuff going in there to make the customer feel really happy and want to buy from you again. So each of those outbound channels has their own unique requirements and they each take time. That's what's important. So if you were just doing a retail environment, you could be a lot more efficient because you're just taking stuff in, you're going to break it down, you're going to box it back up, and then out it goes. Easy, smooth, nice, and fun. If you're doing a lot of e-commerce, your throughput will typically be lower because it's going to require it's going to require a customer to actually order stuff, and 2, it's going to take more time for you to actually pick, pack, and then ship that stuff. So the other fun thing with throughput is that the whole measure is dependent upon both in and out. Now, you can only be as efficient as either side allows you to be. This is what's important. This is extremely important. So if you're receiving in 10,000 pieces, per month of something, your max throughput will be 10,000 in that month. The other side of it is also true. If you're receiving 10,000 pieces in, but you're only shipping 5,000 out because that's your order volume, well, then you're going to be capped at 5,000 as your throughput. And then you're going to have a different metric, which is going to be like your excess inventory or your supply. There's reasons to have that. There's reasons for that number to go up, specifically around like peak, which we'll talk about in another video because it's coming up. But just know that the measure is dependent on both sides. So ideally, your throughput is going to be equal in that I'm going to receive 10,000 pieces in a month. I'm going to ship 10,000 pieces out in a month. It's a 1-to-1. It's very simple, and out it goes. And that tells me, hey, as a warehouse, you are not slowing anything down, and that's important. That's a great thing for a warehouse or a node to be. Is as things come in, they are able to be processed out as fast as possible. There might be business reasons why that is not the case, but ideally you want to be as close to 1-to-1 as possible for your throughput metric. Now, that's going to be it for today. It's going to be a really short one. I'm really tired of editing long videos, but thank you so much for watching. Again, my goodness, growth in the channel has been wild. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, do all of the stuff. You know what to do. You've watched YouTube before. And so I'll say thank you so much. Bye.